All right, Vanessa, what did you think?
I really like the fact that he started off with music, but I didn't really know what to listen for until he said drums. But that was really cool how he chose different genres and stuff. I liked his visual. His visual is really good, and his speech is good too. Just that he didn't really give the audience eye contact.
Okay. All right. I think there's a problem with the attention device. It just goes on for almost a whole minute, and you're not saying anything. We don't know what we're listening for, what we're supposed to get out of it, and so it just kind of sucks the energy out of the start of the speech. I'm not saying that you shouldn't use those things. I think they probably could be used in the speech someplace else, where you were talking about the different styles, for instance, or emphasizing one particular instrument. Maybe those clips would work better doing that rather than as an attention device. Because, like I said, we just hear the noise for a minute, and then you start talking, and we don't even know what it is we're supposed to get out of it. I think that's a problem. But I did think that you had a nice justification of what you were talking about and a very good preview. The content issues are really solid. You've got a lot of information here. I think you need to tighten it up a little bit because it runs 10 minutes and 10 seconds, so it's a lot longer than it really should be. I'm not even sure if I'll be able to get it on the YouTube thing. I cut it off, so it's just one of those things. I like the historical information. On the visuals, they're not as integrated in the speech as they ought to be. When you come back to all the players at the end after you've talked about them, that seems a little odd. You've got the one picture that unfortunately for me is hard to see because it's behind people's heads, and it's still small. That's the one in the center where you identify all the instruments. That's your drawing, basically, and that's the one that you're using for the 8 pieces in the drum set. And to me, that's the thing that ought to be the focus of the presentation. You've got it in the middle there, but it's not the biggest thing. It's not the thing that's the clearest, and it ought to be the biggest and clearest. That's maybe something that could have been put on the transparency. You could set up the other examples on the poster board as background, because you're not going to go through each of those individually, but that's the thing that tells us what the key parts are, especially in the first part of the speech when you're talking about the development of each one of those parts of the set. And I like that a lot. So that's problematic. So there's a lot of good stuff in the speech. The content issues are good. It's very well organized. The visual's a little small, and the attention device, like I said, is, I think, problematic. Okay. Thank you. Is there anybody still in the class that for some reason we haven't heard? We appear to have lost Nicole, Francisco, Tiff, and Jennifer. 4 down.
How many more to go?
Yeah, well, we'll see on the next go-round. I think I will have these things graded.